President Donald Trump has signed an order banning transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. This was a promise he made during his 2024 campaign. The order sets new rules about sex and sports, and it tells federal agencies like the Department of Justice to make sure transgender girls and women can't compete in female sports.
And I'm going to sign the executive order right now, and everything I said will go into effect immediately, okay? Thank you.
The order will be enforced right away, including against schools and sports groups that don't give women their own sports and locker rooms. It will also ask state attorneys general to help make sure the rules are followed. At the signing ceremony, with female athletes around him, Trump strongly criticized what he called transgender lunacy.
You know, if you'd like to gather around me, I think I'm going to be okay. Come on. Come on. Secret Service is worried about them. If we have to worry about them, we have big problems. Okay, do you want to do this? Watch what I do, and then I'm going to give you some pens, okay? I want to make this a really good signature, because this is a big one, right? Oh, I think we have a 10. We have a 10.
God bless you, Mr. President.
President Donald Trump addresses a major policy move regarding transgender athletes. He announces that for the 2028 Olympics, he is directing the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, to block transgender athletes from entering the US. That is if they intend to compete in women's sports. This bold stance reflects his ongoing commitment to protecting fairness in women's athletics.
And for the same reason, just to make sure, I'm also directing our Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, who's also to deny any and all visa applications made by men attempting to fraudulently enter the United States while identifying themselves as women athletes, try and get into the games, maybe where they are unable to get into the games.
Caroline has delivered a bold statement aimed at the Democrats, calling them out for their outrage over what she sees as unnecessary federal spending under the current administration. She lists off examples of wasteful spending like millions for sex change procedures in Guatemala, tourism in Egypt, and disinformation campaigns in Kazakhstan, France, that she argues should be used more responsibly.
And I would just say a strong message to Democrats who are out there pretending to be outraged about the long list of crap that this administration is cutting, federal waste and funding, like $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala, $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt, $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq, $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. I could go on, and I'm happy to provide this list to every single one of you.
She also brings up how these same Democrats are silent about the lack of federal support for Americans in places like North Carolina and California, who have faced severe losses. With her message, Levitt makes it clear that the American people deserve better, and it's time to put them first.
But then they're very quiet about the fact that there are still North Carolinians and people in California who have lost everything, and in the last 4 years, this federal government did nothing to help them. This president will continue to put Americans first, and I think the successes of this week so far speak to that, and it's only Wednesday, so.
President Donald Trump has been clear about his stance on protecting women's sports. He emphasizes the importance of defending the proud tradition of female athletes and ensuring that women's sports remain a space for women only. He also lays out his commitment in preventing men from competing in women's events, stressing fairness and safety for female athletes.
And this doesn't have to be long. It's just all about common sense. Doesn't have to be long. In a few moments, I'll sign a historic executive order to ban men from competing in women's sports. It's about time. Under the Trump administration, we will defend the proud tradition of female athletes, and we will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women.
But that's not all. He also shares some exciting updates from the military, highlighting a significant achievement in recruiting after a period of struggles.
But before going further, I want to share some very exciting news from our military. After years of shrinking force numbers at levels that nobody has ever seen before, 4 years of this we went through, and missed recruiting targets every single month, it was just announced that in December, the U.S. Army had its single best recruitment in more than 15 years. Thanks.
1,000 Mexican National Guard soldiers have arrived at the U.S.-Mexico border as part of a deployment to strengthen security and illegal immigration. The soldiers' arrival follows a deal between Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum and the U.S. President Donald Trump, aimed at increasing effort to stop illegal immigration and drug smuggling, including fentanyl. This move marks a significant step in Mexico's commitment to boost border security in exchange for a delay on U.S. tariffs. Alright guys, that is what I have for you for now. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, and thank you for sticking around and hope to see you in the next video.